was hard for me being that young and being in the industry. And
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me, so.
And those things you were doing at those parties when no one was watching, and if people had you on tape, what would we see?
No,
you know what I mean?
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose.
Happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man. When they come to one of my parties, I put him to sleep.
Today, we're digging into the long-talked-about history between Sean Diddy Combs and Justin Bieber and how their worlds crossed in the music game.
I just think there's so many issues in society and things that I'm eventually going to want to just speak about.
By the time Justin Bieber was born on March 1st, 1994, Diddy, also known as Puff Daddy, was already locked in as a major performer and a powerful music boss, making serious moves behind the scenes. That very same year, Diddy brought another young protege into his circle at the Puffy Flavor Camp, and that was Usher.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Usher was still a teenager when he spent a full year living with Diddy in New York, soaking up the industry life and learning how the business really works.
You're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Diddy didn't just mentor Usher. He executive produced Usher's debut studio album and pulled him straight into his over-the-top lifestyle, something Usher later spoke on himself. Reflecting on Diddy's own words, it was all about wild parties, non-stop action, and a scene that moved way too fast for most people to handle. Years later, in 2016, Usher made it very clear he'd never send his children to Flavor Camp, drawing a hard line between his past and his role as a parent. Still, that didn't stop one of Usher's own proteges from crossing paths with Puffy while working in the same industry circles. After Scooter Braun discovered Justin Bieber on YouTube, the 13-year-old singer was introduced to Usher in a professional setting. From there, Braun and Usher teamed up to form RBMG Records, creating the official launchpad that pushed Bieber's career into the spotlight and changed pop music forever.
Yeah, and we ended up signing a deal with Usher a couple months later.
Even though Usher was the common link between them, Justin Bieber made his own move and reached out directly to Diddy on Twitter on October 15, 2009, straight up asking if they could collaborate on a song. Diddy responded fast and kept it simple, saying, "Send me the song, I'll check it out, thanks," opening the door for a direct connection between the two.
You get 18, you get the house, you get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah. Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose.
Not long after that, Bieber found himself at Diddy's house with a small group of people around, though no music was actually recorded during that visit. Instead, the moment turned into a flashy scene where the two filmed a video together, and Diddy made bold promises, telling Bieber he'd get a Lamborghini for his upcoming 16th birthday, and even a mansion when he turned 18, making headlines and sparking major buzz online.
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go.
A man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about, G.
Straight to the camera, Diddy said that Bieber would be spending 48 hours with him, a statement that didn't raise many eyebrows at the time, but would later be looked at very differently.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
That same video resurfaced years later in 2024, right as Diddy was facing serious public accusations involving abuse and sex trafficking, which completely changed how people viewed that old footage. Suddenly, viewers started rewatching it with fresh eyes, questioning what really went down during those 48 hours and why it was framed the way it was. While there's no detailed public record explaining that time, fans online began connecting dots on their own. According to the fan wiki Bieberpedia, the video was originally uploaded to Justin Bieber's YouTube channel on November 9, 2009, locking the moment into internet history and keeping the discussion alive years later.
So I'm going to be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16.
According to Bieberpedia, the video was actually filmed on October 31st, and that detail shifts the whole timeline in a big way. That same day, Bieber recorded a short segment for 97.1 AMP radio and did a professional modeling job for the clothing brand Levi's, all before nightfall. Later that evening, Bieber went trick-or-treating with friends, but Diddy is noticeably missing from every photo taken during that time, which raised eyebrows later on. Then, on November 1st, Bieber tweeted that he couldn't travel to Vancouver for a scheduled show due to an illness, adding another wrinkle to the story. If the Bieberpedia timeline is accurate, it suggests Diddy wasn't actually with Bieber for a full 48 straight hours, and that the original video may have been more about publicity than reality. Fast forward to December 15, 2010, when another video posted on Diddy's YouTube page resurfaced and sparked renewed concern following his recent arrest. In that clip, when Diddy asked why they hadn't hung out in a while, Bieber casually gave him a fake 555 phone number, a moment that now feels awkward and telling to many viewers revisiting the footage.
It's 555?
Yes. Okay.
5555.
Okay. 55. You heard that? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean,
Knowing what we know now, some people have taken that moment as proof that Bieber was trying to put distance between himself and Diddy, and that theory has definitely picked up steam online. But that idea doesn't fully line up when you break it down for a few clear reasons. First off, if Bieber was really trying to step away, it's unlikely he would have agreed to shoot the video at all, or accepted Diddy's dirty money swag, which points more toward a business-friendly move than a quiet exit. Second, Bieber clearly wasn't going to give out his real phone number in a public video like that, especially with cameras rolling and millions watching. That moment reads more like a playful deflection than a serious message. And third, the idea of distance doesn't hold up because Diddy and Bieber were still seen together multiple times in the years that followed, most notably during a 2011 interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Diddy joked that Bieber knows better than to share what they do together, a line that raised eyebrows then and definitely hits different now.
Knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Everything ain't for everybody.
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
January 2014, Justin Bieber's image took a sharp turn, and he started picking up a serious bad boy reputation that had everyone talking. He was arrested after being pulled over on suspicion of drunk driving, and the situation escalated fast. On top of that, Bieber was accused of drag racing, driving with an expired license, and resisting arrest, turning the incident into headline fuel across the media. The moment marked a clear shift from teen idol to troubled young star in the public eye. During the fallout, Diddy publicly defended Bieber, saying he would step in and help make sure the young artist started making more responsible choices going forward.
I don't think that he should be judged like he's not a human being.
But that promise didn't really match what was happening behind the scenes at all. Just 1 month after his arrest, Bieber was spotted at one of Diddy's parties in Atlanta, surrounded by major industry names like Rick Ross, Lil Scrappy, T.I., and others deep in the mix. At the time, Bieber was still a month away from turning 20, yet the scene was packed with grown industry figures, loud music, and late-night energy. While the media stayed locked in on Bieber's behavior, very few people questioned the environment itself, or why someone not even 21 yet was regularly showing up at these adult-heavy parties. In 2015, Bieber attended Justin Combs' 21st birthday celebration, keeping those ties visible. Then, when Bieber finally turned 21 himself, he recorded a video with Diddy where they were drinking tequila together, playing it up for the camera. Diddy even claimed this was Bieber's first shot ever, a moment that was meant to look playful but sparked fresh debate when people revisited it later on.
Justin Bieber's first shot ever. Do not believe everything.
For Bieber's 22nd birthday, Diddy showed up with a flashy gift, presenting him with a Bad Boy branded Letterman jacket, a public nod that kept their connection front and center. By early 2020, though, Bieber's tone and lifestyle looked very different, and he openly talked about slowing down and starting a family with his wife, Hailey, signaling a clear shift in priorities. During an emotional Apple Music interview, Bieber even broke down while making a vague but telling statement about wanting to protect Billie Eilish from the same industry pressures he said he faced while coming up. That moment stood out to fans, hinting at lessons learned the hard way and a desire to keep younger artists from repeating the same path. Bieber never named anyone directly, and his comments could have been pointing to a wide range of industry struggles he faced growing up in the spotlight. But through today's lens, a lot of people find it hard not to draw their own conclusions. Just a few months after that Apple Music interview, 2 Twitter users publicly accused Bieber of sexual assault, instantly putting his name back into controversy. Bieber strongly denied the claims, filed a defamation lawsuit against the users, and stood by his innocence, later choosing to drop the case. The situation was serious, but the media spotlight didn't stay on him for long, as attention quickly shifted elsewhere. By 2021, Diddy was back in the conversation after a video surfaced where he was seen jokingly checking if Bieber was wearing a wire, a moment played for laughs but still widely discussed. Then, in 2023, Bieber appeared on the track Moments from Diddy's 5th studio release, the Love album Off the Grid, officially putting them on the same record. More than a decade after Bieber first reached out to Diddy on Twitter as a teenager, the two finally came together for a full musical collaboration, closing a long and complicated chapter that fans had been watching unfold for years.
I've been faking for a long time.
The Love album may have ended up being the final major high point of Diddy's career, a moment that looked celebratory on the surface but felt heavy in hindsight. At the same time, it may have quietly marked the closing chapter of his long, complicated relationship with Bieber, leaving fans wondering if that collaboration was less about friendship and more about unfinished business. In November 2023, Diddy's former partner Cassie Ventura filed a lawsuit accusing him of assault and sex trafficking, setting off a massive public reaction that spread fast across media and social platforms. Even though the case was settled, Diddy took a major hit in the court of public opinion after disturbing footage surfaced that appeared to show him physically attacking Ventura, pushing the situation into an entirely different spotlight. As the months went on, more lawsuits followed, stacking pressure higher and higher before Diddy's arrest in September 2024. After the indictment, reports surfaced that more than 100 additional individuals had come forward with legal claims against him, including some who said they were minors at the time of the alleged incidents, which escalated public concern even further. While Diddy has denied all accusations and remains legally innocent until proven guilty, his image has been permanently shaken in the eyes of many. Because of that shift, old photos and videos of him spending time with a much younger Justin Bieber are now being viewed through a far more serious and uncomfortable lens, especially given Bieber's age during those moments and the allegations tied to Diddy's social circles. As a result, some observers have begun questioning whether Bieber was placed in inappropriate industry situations at a young age, though no direct claims have been made by Bieber himself, keeping the discussion firmly in the realm of public speculation rather than proven fact.
Bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now. Count alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now.
Around the same time as Diddy's arrest, a song began circulating online that many people believed was Bieber hinting at losing himself at a Diddy party, and it spread fast across social media. The track included unsettling lyrics like, "I was in it for a new Ferrari, but it cost me way more than my soul," which immediately set off alarm bells and intense speculation among fans and commentators. However, after closer analysis, multiple researchers and music experts pointed out that the viral song is almost certainly AI-generated, not an official Bieber release at all. Even so, the timing and the lyrics alone were enough to fuel conversations and keep public curiosity burning hot. As of this writing, the real Justin Bieber has stayed mostly quiet when it comes to his former mentor, choosing not to speak publicly as the situation continues to unfold. About a month before Diddy's arrest, Justin and Hailey Bieber welcomed their first child, marking a huge personal shift and a clear new chapter in his life. With family now front and center, Bieber appeared to step even further away from the noise surrounding the industry. As Diddy dominated headlines, a source close to Bieber said he just wanted to focus on being a great dad and husband, keeping his world small and private. That same source also claimed Bieber was strongly advised to stay as far away as possible from anything connected to Diddy, signaling a deliberate move toward distance, peace, and protection of his family.
I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through.
Sources now claim Bieber is completely disgusted by the accusations surrounding Diddy and wants absolutely nothing to do with him moving forward. Behind the scenes, Bieber is said to be struggling to mentally process his past connection to the once powerful music mogul, especially as those old memories collide with today's headlines. Still, according to people close to him, Bieber's happiness as a new dad has outweighed the anxiety tied to Diddy and everything unraveling around that situation. Fatherhood has reportedly grounded him, giving him something real to focus on while the rest of the noise plays out. A lot about Bieber's time around Diddy remains unclear, and the truth behind many of those moments may never fully come out. With no direct statements from Bieber himself, gaps remain, and those unanswered questions continue to fuel discussion online. Internet sleuths are definitely still reading between the lines, replaying clips, revisiting interviews, and dissecting every quote they can find. But for now, speculation is all anyone has to work with. Nothing more, nothing proven. What does seem certain is this: Diddy was once someone Bieber admired and looked up to early in his career, but that image has clearly faded. What once felt like a 15-year-old's dream opportunity has now turned into something far darker, leaving a complicated legacy that affects everyone connected to it. Now, with the spotlight fully shifted and the industry watching closely, Bieber's silence speaks louder than any interview ever could. Every old clip, photo, and headline tied to Diddy feels frozen in time, replayed under a microscope that didn't exist back then. What once looked like access, mentorship, and opportunity now feels tangled in controversy, timing, and power dynamics that many people are only just beginning to question. For Bieber, that chapter appears firmly closed, locked behind family life, personal growth, and a clear refusal to revisit the past. Whether the full story ever comes out or not, the contrast is impossible to ignore. One man's empire collapsed under allegations and scrutiny, while the other walked away, choosing peace, privacy, and fatherhood over the chaos that once surrounded him.
Bullshit and people taking advantage of me because I was making money with them. You know what I mean? And I finally got to a point where I'm like, it's not worth being stepped on because this person's helping me make money.
Looking back, the entire situation highlights how differently power works behind the scenes in the music industry, especially when young artists are involved. What was once sold as guidance and opportunity often came with blurred boundaries, fast lifestyles, and pressure that few teenagers were truly prepared for. Bieber entered the industry at an age when most people are still figuring out who they are, while the adults around him already knew how the game was played. That imbalance is now at the center of many conversations, not just about Bieber, but about how fame chews people up early and leaves them to deal with the aftermath later. While no direct accusations have come from Bieber himself, the silence, the distance, and the shift in priorities all tell their own story. And as more industry stories come to light, people are starting to ask harder questions about who was really protected and who was expected to just survive it all. At the end of the day, this story isn't just about fame, parties, or viral clips. It's about what really happens when a kid gets pulled into an adult industry way too fast. The shine, the access, the promises, all of it can look like a dream at first until time passes and the truth starts feeling heavier than the hype. Bieber's journey shows how surviving the industry doesn't always mean winning it, and how walking away quietly can sometimes be the loudest move of all. While Diddy's legacy is now buried under accusations and controversy, Bieber seems focused on protecting his peace, his family, and the life he's building outside the chaos. So here's the real question people keep circling back to. Was this just another messy industry relationship? Or is it a warning sign about how many other young stars went through similar situations that we still don't fully understand yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really do read them, and this video actually came from one of your suggestions. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into influencer and media industry drama, power abuse behind the scenes, and the stories that don't get talked about enough. This story might be over on TV, but online it's far from finished, and the next one is already lining up. I'll see you in the next video.